Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 80 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Surveillance. There was a heavy stare-off between you and Hobie, and you warred with yourself on which direction to take this. I'm not doing anything till Mr. Me and I gets his ass in here. You could have done something to these pills, you creep, you snarled at Hobie. He laughed. Is that all you got? He asked. I thought you had more bite in you. I read your rap sheet. I could have you out cold in a second, you replied darkly to him. Yin, Sero warned, grabbing your arm gently. Just then an adjacent door to the room opened and in stepped a very pissed-looking Mr. Me and I. Can you two stop? He snapped, glaring at you and then Hobie. This is not how it was supposed to go. Hobie, you're going to get yourself into a world of trouble if you don't straighten up. If you keep pissing everyone off, you're on your own. Ah, but you need me, he said smugly to Mr. Me and I. I got everything up in here, he added, tapping the side of his head. Without you, you can't get your information from one person to the next. What you don't realise is that we can have someone replace you in a second, Mr. Me and I said darkly. Now sit down and behave. Like a dog, you thought, desperately holding your tongue so that you didn't say anything out loud. Then Mr. Me and I turned to you. You know the rules, Yin. You need to take those meds, he said. They have not been tampered with. You can check the seals. You grunted, pushing your thumb against the cardboard at the end of the packet and smashing it in so that you could reach in and pull the foil packet out between your thumb and index finger. Stupid, you muttered to yourself. Sero really felt rather helpless at this point and really felt for you, so he gently placed a warm hand on your back. It wasn't much, but feeling him so close and so warm was really helpful, and your scowl lessened as you popped one pill out and dropped it into your palm. Here, Mr. Me and I said, passing a cup of water to you. You took it and chucked the pill into your mouth and then washed it down with some water and swallowed it, then looked at Mr. Me and I. Okay, done, you said sharply. Open your mouth and poke out your tongue, Hobie said with a smirk. The hell? Screw you! You ain't doing any of that for you, asshole. Take a hike, you snapped. Hobie, Mr. Me and I said sharply. To make sure she hasn't hidden the pill in her mouth to spit it out later, he said defensively. Geez, you'll have gutter minds. You know exactly what you're saying, creep. Don't try and hide it, you snarled at him. Mr. Me and I sighed aggressively. Okay, he said. Hobie, stay here. I was going to let you go out with these two as your guard, but you know what? No, you're staying here. And Yin, you need to get out with Sero. But you still need to earn your keep. So you'll both be on surveillance until I can get this numbat to calm down, he said darkly. And so what does that mean? You asked, crossing your arms across your chest. You'll be up on an adjacent building keeping an eye on this building. Anyone suspicious around you notify us immediately, he said. Yeah, fine, you said, throwing one last glance at Hobie. She's not going to let us know because she wants me dead, he commented. You just ignored him and turned to Sero. Let's go, you said to him. Head through this door. The men will debrief you and kit you up for your surveillance, Mr. Me and I said, gesturing to the door that he had stormed through initially. Fine, you said, turning and walking to the door with Sero behind you. The poor guy was ready to just go home at that point. It had been stressful enough and he wasn't even at the helm of it. How is this all going to end? He thought as he followed you through. 1 hour later, and you and he were in the lift heading up to the roof on the adjacent building, hidden weapons and detainment apparatuses on hidden belts around your waist, and you were just standing there inside the elevator watching the numbers go up. This is wild, Sero suddenly said out loud. I know, right? I was just thinking that, you replied, eyes still glued to the numbers on the elevator dial as it went up. That Hobie guy has some issues, he added. Yeah, I was just thinking that too, you commented. When will this end? He added on the end. Yep, you've definitely been reading my mind, you said, finally looking at him and cracking a smile. He looked at you. This is the first smile I've seen since yesterday, he said, giving you a loving look. It's been an intense day. I haven't had much to smile about, you replied, letting your smile fade and looking back to the numbers on the dial above the elevator as they neared the top of the building. Sero reached out and took your hand. You looked at him. I'm glad I got to see your first smile, he said softly. You looked away so he wouldn't see the soft look on your face. Yeah, well, me too, you mumbled, the ding of the elevator arriving on the top level breaking into your little moment. Oh, here, you said, still holding his hand as the doors opened and you stepped out onto the open space of the top of the building. There was a small amount of wind as you walked out and looked around, your hair being swished around, strands of hair falling into your eyes and obscuring the view of all the building lights below. You walked hand in hand with Sero to the far end of the rooftop and looked out over the chest-high wall, the lights and sounds of traffic below gracing your ears as you stood there. How the hell are we supposed to see anyone suspicious from this height? You asked Sero. Binoculars, Sero said, pointing to his belt. We got binoculars? You asked with surprise. Yeah, they gave us a whole heap of stuff, he said. You didn't notice? No, I was still pissed about that Hobie guy, so I was mostly fixated on how I wanted to deal with him while they were kidding me up. You replied honestly. You did really well to remain as calm as what you did. Sero praised you. I was meant to say something earlier, but this is the first chance we've had to be alone since then. He added, Oh, yeah, thanks. I seriously wanted to quirk him out though. You said. I know. Sero chuckled. That's why I'm proud that you held back. Yeah, you replied, turning to look at the rest of the roof and what was there. Behind you was an extra piece, like a tower of some type that had lights near the top, and you craned your head back to look up at it. What's that? You asked Sero. Looks like some kind of telecom thing or internet thing. Sero said. I could scale that to look out further. He added. How? You asked. There are no steps until halfway up. You pointed to halfway up this tower to where the stairs started and then looked at him. He was grinning at you. You forgot, he asked with a smirk, pulling up his jumper sleeve and showing off his elbow. I can use my quirk. Oh, he replied. Damn, I really am dumb at the moment. Is it the drugs? You joked. I think you've just had a big day. That's what I think. He replied, turning and walking over to the tower. Where are you going? You asked him. I'm going to show you. He said back over his shoulder, and you smirked. Okay, hotshot, you said to him, but he didn't hear you. He was already quite a distance from you. You followed slowly and watched as he got closer and then whipped his arm across his chest at the same time that he activated his quirk, the tape dispensing and flying up towards the first available step and wrapping around it. Nice shot, you said with an impressed sound to your voice. I never miss, he said with pride, looking back at you to make sure that you were still watching. Then he crouched slightly and jumped, easily letting his quirk recoil and pull him up the side of the tower, and you walked to the bottom of it and looked up as he made his way to the top, making you squint to see him. He was so far up. Geez, I hope he's okay up there. It would be even more windy that far up, you thought. You smirked as you watched him. Wait, you suddenly thought, we still need to make us official and kiss, you thought, your heart rate suddenly spiking. You know what's coming in the next chapter, guys. Oh my goodness, the kiss. I want to hear lots of praise in the comments section because I've been dealing with, I think from like chapter 5, you'll have been like, make them kiss, and you've held out for such a long time. You've all been so patient and you're about to be rewarded tomorrow with the kiss. I promise it's in chapter 81, which is coming tomorrow. But I want some thank yous, please. I want some, hey, MLB, I know that you've like tortured us for like half of the book, but thank you for the kiss that's coming tomorrow. You're welcome. I'll see you tomorrow for the kiss chapter. See you then.